There it is. Well, it says, there we go.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Community Chapel of Holistic Healing and our Friday evening service. And this evening, we're going to have a spiritual tribute to our veterans because it is the acknowledged Veterans Day celebration day, but tomorrow is the actual date of November the 11th. So welcome again.
Divine Creator, we ask that the light of highest awareness fill the minds and hearts of those who are open to your light. We ask that they be assisted and strengthened in their resolve to achieve peace using peaceful means. May their minds, their hearts, and their actions reflect the divine will to good for all. Comfort, strengthen, and support those who are in a difficult situation in their mind, body, or spirit. Bring confidence to them that your divine hand is at work in their life. Amen.
Welcome again. I'm very pleased to be able to speak to this particular topic this evening. I'm almost finished 8 decades of life. At least I'm in the last running end of it. And I am very blessed to have been part of an era that spans from World War II on. I grew up in a small town in the United States where, when I was growing up, celebrated the United States flag, and we had many parades, almost every single holiday that was a government holiday. It was honored, and with many speeches, and again, honoring this country very much. It was nice to have that early experience, and it's a long journey past that time where many things have happened. Our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are possible because of those who came before us to fight for these freedoms and the way of life that we enjoy today as an American. We are able to assemble. We are free to practice our freedom of speech and religion, and free to enjoy the right to vote for our representatives. Let us never lose sight of this. It is evident that the reason that the world even has veterans is because peace at any given time and era in this world has been disturbed by the aggression of the part of another group or a nation. From skirmishes to large-scale wars, people have had to take a stand for their freedom and peace. There are always those who will stand for higher values, higher principles, and higher meaning in life. And so I would like to acknowledge the dedication, the valor, and fidelity that are the trademarks of those to whom this nation means so much. Although their experiences vary widely, from war-torn conflict to holding the space of freedom in peacetime, Each one's selfless giving is valued and honored on this special occasion. Now, as John Fitzgerald Kennedy said many years ago, quote, "For our part, we shall achieve peace only with patience and perseverance and courage. The patience and perseverance necessary to work with allies of diverse interests, but with common goals. The courage necessary over a long period of time to overcome an adversary skilled in the art of harassment and obstruction." And he continues, "There is no way to maintain the frontiers of freedom without cost and commitment and risk. There is no swift and easy path to peace in our generation." Now, this was said over 60 years ago. Much has changed in many ways, but then much has not. Now, here I would like to address a little bit about the bigger spiritual principle that transpired since humans inhabited the planet from the beginning. This is abbreviated, but there are points here I would like to think are relative to the discussion. So, millenniums ago, before our current understanding of known history, a new species on the planet arrived called human beings, who at that time lived in complete harmony with each other and with the earth. This era has been called Eden in the Bible. It was paradise on earth because the human being remembered his or her relationship to God and the higher realms of spirit from which they had come. This was a free will choice on the part of the individuals present at that early time. However, as soon as God, or the divine part of self, and the divine part in nature were turned away from, paradise was lost. Since that time, the strife and struggles have given us untold numbers of wars. Right now, we are at the juncture where all things must change back to reflect God in all. Through time, there are souls who have stood up for love, freedom, and peace, and have existed to help the plan of God for humans to come to fruition. I guess you can call them the warriors of God. What specifically had happened to humanity? What did happen to create all that had happened since then? Now, Michel Lusson, a mystic and channel who created our organization, gave us the understanding. She channeled in that greed, jealousy, anger, hatred, and coveting power over others consistently caused the fall of many nations and many civilizations. And it will always do that. It is well to remember that the souls who have been present on the planet to this point in time, all of us have actually been on a rotation plan known as reincarnation to try to fix the many problems that have been created by humans. Now, the redemptive process for humanity is now finished. Remember, Jesus came in and kind of kicked off that era 2,000 years ago. Now we are in the transformation process, or the transformative era has to begin. The veterans to whom we are giving tribute are those honorable, trustworthy, and valiant individuals who value God and country and have responded to that higher call. They have stood in our place to defend, in the hope of retaining, maintaining, or even restoring true freedom of choice and higher standards for all. Our highest values and meaning of life come from deep within self, from the soul. These values and meanings are known to us through our heart. Freedom is the gift God gave all of humanity from the beginning. And with freedom always comes responsibility. The responsibility to act according to our highest principles, highest values, highest standards. Love, compassion, understanding, willingness to participate in the divine purpose for our life are such standards. Now, veterans have served to retain this pattern, even if they, as individuals, get or have gotten discouraged when not able to see the divine plan working out in the short run. Now, the next slide will show, recently, one of my grandchildren created a project for her Girl Scout Gold Award. And she understood that while the vast majority of those who have served in the various militaries have led normal lives while performing their duties and afterward, there are many who have suffered the residual effect of being in battle. And from her heart, she created this project. She decided to establish a kindness rock garden, and it was placed in the facility that she found. It's located in Pennsylvania, called Operation Second Chance, where those who have a need to go for respite, to bring themselves together, there is some counseling and such activities there, and giving people who have served in the military and have been bothered by it an opportunity to meet and make those discussions happening. And it's a beautiful, huge acreage of land that does help in the restoration. Nature is a wonderful healer, and this is a wonderful place to go. She obtained permission to take a little piece of the land and establish this on behalf of the children who gave these little painted rocks with the little messages on it that's on this slide. And now they're not all that flat, but this is the way the picture came out. These are young children who were taught about what this purpose was, and they colored them and they made different messages on them, mostly love and peace and harmony, things that would be appropriate. And it will remain there from now on to remind hopefully, that the veterans, that there are children coming behind them who are also concerned for their well-being and who honor their service that they have offered to our country. And the next slide. Now, I know within myself that the majority of Americans do hold these higher standards and values, but are definitely not heard as often as they should be. Here today, by giving tribute to our American vets, we have the opportunity to express through our heartfelt alignment with them and appreciate and cherish them. May we also remember the families of our veterans who have shared in the risks involved in the process of becoming a part of our nation's defense system. From my part, I not only value those who have served, but those who are actively involved in the defense and protection of the United States. On the next slide. Now, how many of you know that this country was founded by ascended masters from the celestial realm? And they did this because they could see the pattern from the beginning, from their vantage point, of how things were going on the planet for the human race. And they knew that they had to come up with a plan, and one major plan. And the plan that we are going forward with is the one that they created, was to establish a country in freedom, dedicated to freedom, because it would then be the example and the lead to restore freedom to the rest of the world. Now, our standing in the world must be understood by Americans as this, because our nation has been given this divine directive. It is vital that we come together to restore the intent of the Constitution as was given by our founders, who were under the direct inspiration of those celestial beings. They were an exceptional group of people, came to the planet specifically for this purpose. Now, the divine directive was given centuries ago. Every soul who has the privilege of being born in the United States knows this very fact at a deep and meaningful level of themselves. You cannot avoid that. It is well known to each soul coming into this planet. And it is time that those who remember that and who attune to those higher standards and values are able to speak out more clearly and more often. So it's time for the average American to wake up to this fact and respond, just as the veterans have, by honoring, loving, and upholding the laws and covenants we have made with God. One nation under God, with liberty, peace, fairness, forgiveness, and above all, love for one another. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Now, let's go into a little guided meditation at this point. And if you would, sit back, relax, and close your eyes, following as far as you want to the images that will be presented, but going beyond the images within yourself as you are able and as you are being led to true meditation. Relaxing with a deep breathing that always brings relaxation to the physical. The first component of going within is to relax. And with each breath in and out, you begin to sink deeper and deeper into a more and more relaxed place. It's lovely to let go. Let go concerns. There is no concern now greater than the one you have that says, God is calling me. I am following that, only that. And here, in your great relaxed place, you now can go in your imagination to a beautiful place in nature or a beautiful room within. All of your inner world will open up into beautiful images were you to allow it. You hold the beauty of the cosmos within you. The cosmos is within you. And the beautiful images that you are able to create are truly existing for you. So it is good to go to a familiar place, something where you always feel great, always feel relaxed and happy. Select the most beautiful, happy place you can find. And that piece of you always calling to you to reside there, always in it, periodically going there during the day. Finding that image, whether it's a meadow or a mountain or the most beautiful room in God's creation. A house, a village, it doesn't matter. We've lived in all of these, and we are now visiting our own private place. And see around you now the excellence and the peace, the kind of peace the average world around us doesn't get to. It's wonderful and enjoyable. And once we've settled there, we want to now ask deep within our being to be led. Lead me now, Lord, a path that I can follow, to follow you into the most inner sanctum of my being. Show me the way now. Give me the signals that I know will lead me. Give me the images. Give me the music. Give me the words. Allow me to be led by those angelic beings who come from the celestial realm to be with you now. And these angelic images whether you can see them or not, can let you have that journey easily with a lot of joy. And you follow the path being given to you to a much larger place. It exists in the cosmos. You can be dancing in the stars. Among them, you can be sliding on rainbows of light and music. There is so much beauty. And you got led further and further past all of this, past all, till you get to a place of complete and rest, a place of light, a place where it feels just awesome. You know that you are so close to God. And in this world, from this wonderfully high, elevated place where there is only joy and love and happiness, and all of the values that you have in life that you would like to have every day, they are all here. And you revel in this place. You enjoy it now. And you begin to fill yourself with this light of understanding, this light of higher reason, and this wonderful feeling of divine love. It's the thinking and the feeling that are bringing it together. You know you are here, and you feel you are here. And as you sit, you are being attended by more light beings who bring you gifts of the Spirit, your own gifts from your own inner world, from your own I am presence. These have always been yours. And it is the gift of peace, and the peace and understanding and love and forgiveness, packages of beauty beyond anything the world currently knows. But you have this now to share. And from this high vantage point, you take a handful of all of this wonderful sparkling energy that is the energy of this realm, the energy of love and peace and harmony. You take handfuls of it and you throw it out into the world, and you see it descending. You see it now going all over the known world. You see it going into areas where love struggles to exist, where peace is not known. You see it descending with sparkles and light, and tiny fireworks exploding to get the attention of the people. There is hope in all that you do. There is great meaning in this simple exercise. If you can see this actually happening, that you have gifted the world, and continue to take handfuls, large handfuls, throwing it out. Make sure the world is covered with this sparkling, beautiful light energy. Let no place be without some of this hope, some of this great upliftment. And see now that you can shine this before all of those wonderful veterans of all times and all wars who have waited for peace to be here permanently, who have given so much. And you, in your past lives, have been there as well. You are also a veteran of many conflicts, I'm sure, but of many joyful times. Let's now share all of that. Let's assure the veterans everywhere that their efforts have been well worthwhile. At all times, there's been small advances made, sometimes larger ones, but all of this is meaningful, worthwhile, and absolutely in line with their own divine mission. Our missions for each lifetime internally are known, but not always evident in our outside world. And we want to assure that anyone who has had to be in conflict has served a great need for the source of light, regardless of what it looks to them or what it looks to the world. As long as they held the highest principles, as long as they felt that they were serving God in a higher format, without anger, without generating something else, but standing for the light. We cannot fight evil. We can only stand firmly for the light, firmly for what's good, and in the highest possible way that we can, make sure that we are evidently standing in light, for light. And that light will always mean something to many, many people. It may be their salvation. So as you have gathered yourself now in spirit and have taken yourselves into the highest realms, you are blessed always. Your efforts are always, always needed and always appreciated. Your being who you are, being that loving, giving, and sharing person that you are, titrating it to the situation at hand so that you can be effective. All is not wonderful words. Sometimes there are different words have to be spoken. But when there is no animosity in it, it's been blessed. It's been blessed. And God will work with that. Even when we make errors, it is God's good grace for us to be in his hands, an instrument of peace everywhere, an instrument of love, an instrument worthy of your own higher self. It will all be made right. And so with the assurance that we have within ourselves and that we share with the world, that comes from the promptings of spirit, when we're clear-headed and clear-hearted, will always work out well. Coming back now with that understanding, come back into the beautiful place you had when you went out, the beautiful room, Go back there, the beautiful scenery, the mountain or the seashore or the valley, wherever you went. Always return to your touch point when you enter your meditation. When you go within, have that sacred spot that you always attend to. Come back there and come back with the higher understanding that you have gained during this meditation. Come back. Come back to the place in your heart that you know is your center of peace. Spend a moment or two there to realign and to prepare the journey back into a physical world, a three-dimensional world where you are functioning in a physical form. Prepare to return your consciousness back into the physical world. And as you bring yourself back, know that all that you have created within has been powerfully magnified. The powerful work you've done, it's real. And you come back full of peace and invigorated and feel so refreshed. And when you're ready, open your eyes. We thank you very much for coming this evening to our presentation and hope that you will visit our CCWH website and share something with us if you can, because we do have some expenses to keep this ministry going. And we appreciate your attendance always. You can share this with other people as you can and invite them to be part of this. And we'll always end with our "Let there be peace on earth," with our particularly the changed verse that we have with it. Thank you.